At 62 years old, Michael Jordan, the global icon who shaped the very meaning of greatness, the man whose legacy became the foundation of modern basketball, the legend whose name still echoes through every arena in the world, has reached a chapter of life that is emotional, powerful, and almost surreal for millions of fans who watched him become a living symbol of excellence. And what is happening now has shocked, moved, and deeply touched people everywhere who never imagined seeing the day when the greatest of all time would begin to show a quieter, softer, more vulnerable side. For decades, Michael Jordan was more than just an athlete. He was a force of nature, a walking highlight reel, the unstoppable engine that pushed the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships, inspired countless players to pick up a basketball, and made the world believe that limits were illusions meant to be shattered. People remember the iconic mid-air battles, the tongue-out drives, the clutch shots that defied physics, the fire in his eyes that intimidated entire teams, the legendary training routines, the stories of his insane competitiveness, and the sacrifice behind his greatness. But at 62, the man known for strength, intensity, and perfection is now seen embracing a new phase of life that feels incredibly emotional to watch. Fans were stunned as recent images and videos showed Jordan looking noticeably older, walking slower, speaking more gently, and carrying the weight of time in a way that reminded everyone that even legends age. Even heroes grow older, and even the strongest figures in sports history eventually step into the quieter seasons of life. The emotional impact is so strong because Michael Jordan wasn't just a player, he represented youth, power, fearlessness, momentum, and the peak of human excellence. Seeing him older makes people reflect on their own lives, the childhood memories they associate with his games, the moments they watched with family members who may no longer be here, the posters on their walls, the shoes they saved money for, the dreams they built because they saw him achieve the impossible. What hits even harder is knowing the unseen battles Jordan faced behind the spotlight. The pain of losing his father, the unbelievable pressure of global fame, the burnout from carrying the NBA on his back, the emotional strain of perfection, and the lonely nights where the world expected him to be superhuman, even when he was exhausted inside. After he stepped away from the Charlotte Hornets franchise, something that drained him emotionally and financially for years, Jordan finally allowed himself to step back from the exhausting grind, giving himself space to breathe, relax, and enjoy a life he never had time to live during his prime. Insiders say he spends more time at home, more time traveling privately, more time laughing with his wife Yvette and their daughters, more time with his older kids who now appreciate him not just as Michael Jordan, but as their father. He golfs more, talks business only when he wants to, and keeps his inner circle extremely small, valuing peace more than public attention, something unimaginable during his peak years. And when fans recently saw the tribute video that highlighted his career from age 18 to 62, the high dunks, the tears, the championships, the retirements, the returns, the Hall of Fame speech, the behind-the-scenes old footage, and then the quiet scenes of Jordan today, millions felt an unexpected wave of sadness, nostalgia, and gratitude. Not because anything bad happened to him, but because seeing a once unstoppable legend embrace age is emotional in a way that words can barely describe. It reminds people that time moves quickly, that youth doesn't last forever, that life changes when we least expect it, and that even the greatest among us eventually slow down. What's happening to Michael Jordan at 62 is not tragedy, it is transformation. It is the world witnessing the GOAT step into a peaceful chapter after giving everything he had to the game, to the culture, and to history itself. And fans everywhere, from kids who grew up watching him to adults who now show their own children his highlights, are looking at him with a mixture of admiration, gratitude, and emotional reflection. Because when you see Michael Jordan now, at 62, smiling quietly, moving slowly, living peacefully, You realize the man who once defied gravity is finally choosing to rest, to breathe, and to simply live. And that is why people say, try not to cry when you see this, because it is not just about Michael Jordan aging. It's about the memories, the moments, the era he defined, and the emotional truth that witnessing your hero grow older is one of the most powerful feelings in life.